I've lost over 160 pounds naturally, and I've kept it off for 8 years and counting. Let me show you how.
Hi, I'm Shelli Johnson, and this week we're going to be talking about finding what works for you. I'm a big believer in finding what works for you and doing that. The only way you're going to stick with anything long-term, be it weight loss or something else, is to tailor it so it works for you. I've lost over 160 pounds and kept it off for 8 years and counting because I found what works for me, and I do that. I've been using the same method for the past 10 years because I'm also a big believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can try other people's methods and tools, their suggestions and advice, but it likely won't work for you exactly how it worked for them, and that's okay. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to weight loss, or anything else for that matter. Since you're not exactly the same as someone else, you're not going to have the exact same experiences or results as anybody else. That's why you need to find what works for you and do that.
The whole point is to experiment.
In whatever you're doing, you need to find out what works best for you. That's true for all of life, really, and it's especially true of weight loss. I see so many people failing at diets, failing at weight loss, and even failing to overcome eating disorders because they're trying to follow someone else's rules. They don't take the time to figure out what works best for them. So do yourself a kindness and look at weight loss, and all of your life really, as an experiment. Take the pressure off. Tweak what you need to so it suits your purposes and your needs. Make whatever you're trying to do fit your life so it's sustainable. Because if it isn't, well then you're likely to give up on yourself and quit. Experiments are all about gathering data, seeing the different results, and finding out what works best. They're usually not life or death, so you don't have to take all of it so seriously. You can let yourself try new things, have a little fun with it, and learn some things about yourself in the process. You're in your body for the whole of your life. You've got time to figure out what works best for you. So do yourself a kindness and try things out. See how they feel to you. Listen to your body and trust it.
One caveat though, when you try something new, give yourself some time to see how it works for you before you move on and try something else. The point isn't to jump from one thing to the next. It's to discover and understand what you need and what works best for you. Give yourself permission to do your own thing.
It's really important to give yourself permission, especially if you're one to follow the rules or if you're waiting around for someone to tell you it's okay to change things to suit you. Just know this, the only permission you need to live the life you want is your own. Like I said before, you need to tailor a lifestyle that works for you because that's the only way you're going to stick to it long term. And if you're starting something new, including weight loss, and you're not willing to stick to it long term, then you're just a hamster on a wheel, working really hard and in the end, getting nowhere. It's especially important to find out what works for you and do that if you're working toward a goal that's going to take some time to reach.
It took me 2 years to get all the weight off. I would have never made it that long if I hadn't found a way of eating and living that I could sustain. Do what works for you now.
Just know this, following someone else's rules is usually only sustainable for a period of time. You might be able to pull it off for a while, even for a long while, but eventually you'll get tired of trying to follow rules that don't work best for you, and when that happens, you'll give up. You will do yourself such a favor if you'll just listen to yourself and trust yourself and do what works for you now. If you don't and you follow someone else's plan for your life, all that time you spend working toward a goal will be all the time you can never get back when you finally get fed up and quit.
You are the authority in your own life.
You may not treat yourself like the authority in your own life. You may not even want to be the authority in your own life. Maybe you want someone else to be responsible or someone to blame if things don't go well. Maybe you're filled with fear or self-doubt, and so instead of figuring out what works for you, you either rely on others to tell you who you are, or you just keep doing things the way you've always done them. Here's the thing, the only one responsible for your happiness and how your life turns out is you. When all is said and done, it's your choices that create the life you're living. So I say kindly, don't be one of those people wondering why you're not where you want to be in your life or why you're not comfortable in your own body while refusing to make the effort to figure out what works for you and do that.
You have all the answers you need.
You are with you 24/7. You know yourself better than anyone else. You know what you like, what you don't like, what makes you feel comforted and nourished, what makes you feel stressed and full of anxiety. You have all the answers you need to fix your life inside of you. Now all you need to do is a little listening to hear what those answers are. And then you need to take action and tailor your life around them.
Start Where You Are Weight Loss can help you find what works for you so you can do that. It can also help you eat what you want, lose weight, and keep it off.
Just remember, every mistake is simply a brand new chance to do it better the next time.